possible break on your water bill.
Winnipeggers are facing an awful lot of cost pressures and inflation and everything they do right now.
Why some city councillors are prepared to turn off the tap on a planned rate hike. Also tonight, Poilievre's promise.
We're here to work for you, and you're the ones that we're going to serve. So thank you.
The opposition leader pays a visit to our city. And later, a new generation of green thumbs.
We're growing a lot more vegetables in our production than we had in the past.
How rising food costs are inspiring more Manitobans to produce their own produce.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Halmerson. A break could be flowing to Winnipeg homeowners. A motion at City Hall backed by Mayor Gillingham would freeze water and sewer rates next year. Right now, they're set to go up by 4.2%. CTV's Jeff Keel has more on the freeze being floated.
With an 8-year-old and 2 5-year-old twins, single mom Carly Dunlop uses a lot of water in her house.
Very much so, especially when everyone loves playing in the water. We do baths.
And that doesn't include the dishwasher and washing machine. Dunlop says in the last year, her quarterly bills have gone up between $50 and $75. She'd like a break.
Because our living wages aren't going up at all, so like how much more of my money do you guys want?
The answer might be zero. Water and sewer rates are set to rise another 4.2% in 2027. Instead, Winnipeg City Councillors Ross Eady and Jeff Brawadi want to freeze the rates for next year because of a $67 million surplus from more accurate meter readings and a spike in water consumption in 2025.
So that gives us an opportunity at a time when people are concerned about affordability to potentially freeze the sewer rates in 2027.
But most of that additional revenue will trickle to the third phase of the North Sewage Treatment Plant. The $3 billion project has been one of the main culprits for rate hikes.
That'll save us millions of dollars over the 50-year amortization of the sewage treatment plants. We'll be able to use cash instead of debt.
The freeze is not set in stone. This is subject to a vote at City Hall, and it's contingent on the city getting funding from the other levels of government for the last of the sewage plant upgrades.
Right now, we're sort of get those commitments from both the province and the federal government in terms of funding Nupec Phase 3.
Carly Dunlop welcomes the help, which is being proposed in an election year.
If they did it, I'd still absolutely take it for sure, but I ain't going to give my political vote just because you say you're going to. Do it first, and then we'll talk.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Some of the surplus will be also used to expand the H2O program, which helps homeowners struggling to pay their water bills. A warning from the province tonight to be vigilant as water levels across southern and central Manitoba are expected to rise in the coming days. A high water advisory is now in place for the Assiniboine River from Shellmouth Dam to Portage La Prairie. There is also an elevated risk of ice jams and overland flooding across the Parkland region next week as warmer temperatures accelerate the snowmelt. The runoff is expected to begin early next week for much of central Manitoba, including the Parkland and Interlake regions, along with the Fisher River and Icelandic River basins. Aerospace company Boeing is committing millions of dollars to expand manufacturing here in Winnipeg. The company says the $36 million will be used to advance aerospace research and development, including in the fields of automation and collaborative robotics. Boeing already has a presence in Winnipeg. The company manufactures parts and assemblies for commercial and military aircraft, such as the P-8 Poseidon.
So the funds will be used to purchase the very complex equipment to underwrite the work that we're going to do in the research and development domain. Of course, that will also contribute to the overhead, salaries and the like. Important to note, this is a 10-year relationship, so those funds will help to support the great work we're going to do with the National Research Council over the next decade.
It's not just about Boeing, but think of all of the companies locally that could be involved in this supply chain, and that's where we have groups like NRC working with others to help companies prepare themselves to get in on the opportunity, and all of those companies employ a lot of Winnipeggers as well.
The funding is part of the federal government's wider industrial and technological benefits program, which is supporting some 3,000 jobs over the next 10 years. A former chief psychiatrist for the province is challenging a provincial law, claiming it could lead to the wrongful detention of people. According to court documents filed Wednesday, Dr. James Sim is challenging the constitutional validity of Bill 48, which the province passed last year in response to the growing meth crisis. Under the law, people who are intoxicated and causing a disturbance can be held in a protective care center for up to 72 hours. However, Sim claims the centers aren't mandated to have physicians, and without their assessment, people with a psychotic illness may be inadvertently detained. The legal action is seeking a court declaration that the act is unconstitutional for infringing on charter rights. A representative for the province declined to comment. CTV News has reached out to the Department of Justice Canada and is awaiting a response. No statements of defense have been filed yet, and none of the claims have been tested in court. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre was in town today visiting workers at a concrete company in West Kildonan Industrial Park.
Servants, we're here to work for you, and you're the ones that we're going to serve. So, thank you.
Poilievre toured Multicrete Precast's facility alongside Conservative MPs from Manitoba. During his speech to workers, Poilievre says his party remains committed to removing red tape impacting the construction industry, cutting taxes, improving public safety, and beefing up the economy.
Your voice, we're going to restore the promise of this country, where anyone who works hard gets a great paycheck with strong take-home pay, money that preserves its value, food and homes that are affordable, safe streets, and a proud flag flying off the front porch. That's the country we know, that's the country we love, and that's the country we'll restore. Thank you very much. God bless Winnipeg.
Poilievre's visit to Winnipeg comes just days after Prime Minister Mark Carney secured a majority government following a sweep of 3 by-elections on Monday. Now, judging by the weather outside, you wouldn't think gardening season is here, but fruit and vegetable prices keep going up, and that has some Winnipeggers digging in to offset food costs. CTV's Joseph Bernacki takes a look at the hobby sprouting in popularity and if it can truly help you save.
Bob's Early Tomatoes, that's in the name, have been walking out. And, as you can see behind me, a lot of them have flowers on them.
Inside Ron Paul Garden Center, these tomato plants are flying off the shelf. Owner Ray Dubois says vegetable sales are outpacing flowers and other ornamental plants with his customers.
What I can tell you is it's a seismic shift. So let's say it was perhaps 80-20 decorative crop to vegetable. It's almost now an equal number of decorative versus vegetables. So it's significant.
Tomatoes, onions, and plenty of peppers. Dubois says this is what people are buying. As produce prices spike in stores, Nancy Wild is after potatoes at nearby St. Mary's Nursery and Garden Center. These varieties sold out last year.
I decided to come early this year because last year I did miss out. So I've been looking at the different varieties here. There's everything from pink to white to purple, and I'm really excited to try these new pink ones.
Wild says given the price of vegetables in stores, this could save her money. Food professor Sylvain Charlebois says cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes are just 3 staples he's found that continue to rise in price.
People absolutely will remember higher prices, prompting them to think, you know what, maybe it's time for me to grow my own.
Charlebois says in order to truly save, you need to keep gardening for several years in order to make it worthwhile. Back at St. Mary's, owner Carla Hertzina is optimistic. She says choosing vegetables that are easy to store can go a long way to saving money on fresh produce. Longevity is key.
Not only can we store the potatoes and the onions, but think of the capacity of doing some canning, preserving your own stuff, creating your chutney, doing pickles, pickled carrots, pickled asparagus.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A heads up if your commute regularly takes you down Portage Avenue. Westbound Portage Avenue will be closed or down to 1 lane between Carleton Street and Edmonton Street next week from Monday to Friday. This is likely to cause traffic delays for those heading out of downtown. The city says the closures are needed so PCL Construction can set up a large crane it needs for the Portage Place redevelopment project. Well, here's our first look at tonight's weather. -9 outside in Winnipeg right now. Feeling closer to -20 with the wind chill and the winds spiking there. 52 gusting up to 63 kilometers out of the northwest. Pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 69%. It's going to warm up just slightly to -8 overnight. Some chance of some light snow falling basically through the entire night into the morning with the winds out of the north. And in the morning, the chance of more flurries. Waking up to around -7 wind again out of the northwest, 30 gusting up to 50. I'll have your complete Skywatch forecast later in the show.
We just wanted to do something that was really special and to also keep her spirit alive.
Coming up, how a Charleswood school is remembering a beloved teacher librarian. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew says Ottawa has hinted it wants to see liquefied natural gas shipping out of Churchill by 2030. If not, federal support for an expansion of a port in the community could be off the table. Kinew met with the Prime Minister this week in Ottawa to discuss a plan to expand the port of Churchill as part of a trade corridor through northern Manitoba. The Premier says Mark Carney presented an aggressive timeline of getting liquefied natural gas flowing out of the town within the next 4 years. However, major improvements would be needed to rail, port, and other infrastructure. The provincial and federal governments, along with a coalition of First Nations, are sharing a vision for a protected area in the province's north, and they want your feedback. The plan would establish the entire Seal River watershed, an area about the size of Denmark, as an Indigenous protected and conserved area. It means its future and ongoing management would be guided by Indigenous culture and leadership through an appointed board. About 2/3 of the 50,000 square kilometer watershed would become a new provincial park where hunting, fishing, outfitting, and ecotourism would continue. The eastern third of the area, including the land around Dooley Lake, would become a new national park. Outfitting and licensing hunting would be allowed to continue in some places for 10 years.
Land. So I brought a lot of fancy grad school words today. I also brought $4 million from the province. We're going to endow that money with the Winnipeg Foundation. Each and every year, that money is going to create base operating funding for the Seal River Partnership to be able to hire Indigenous land guardians and other staff.
That $4 million is on top of nearly $8 million the federal government committed last month. You can find more details and take part in the survey by visiting engagemb.ca. Folks living in a bustling bedroom community south of Winnipeg can look forward to a major overhaul of the main road in and out of town. The province and town of Niverville are partnering on a reconstruction project of Provincial Road 311 from just west of Wallace Road to 5th Avenue. It will include an expansion to a 4-lane cross-section for the western half of the project, along with new turning lanes, a roundabout, traffic lights, and drainage systems.
There is a lot of interest in the community, and this roadway will go a long way, that even in the couple of years it'll take to build this, we will see significant investment in business and in housing. Population that is currently 8,000 in 10 to 15 years' time will be closer to 15 to 20, and we will be Manitoba's newest city. And this again will serve as a tremendous entryway for whether people are living, coming, going to this community, coming for a visit.
The province says the design work is already complete and construction is expected to get underway later this year. The town and province are splitting the $17.7 million bill almost equally. Skip the Dishes is switching gears on its grocery delivery service, and as a result, it's laying off staff. The food delivery service launched Express Lane in 2021, opening its first distribution hub in Winnipeg. The grocery and household item delivery service promised your bread and toilet paper at your doorstep in 25 minutes or less. Now the company says it's pumping the brakes on the offshoot, and Express Lane staff have been let go. The news comes days after Skip announced it was partnering with Loblaw to add its stores like Superstore and No Frills to Skip's menu. Sylvain Charlebois from Dalhousie University believes Skip the Dishes has fallen behind U.S. competitors like Uber Eats and DoorDash in recent years. Express Lane has now become collateral damage. The company wouldn't say how many employees are affected. A cancer diagnosis is terrifying for the person getting the news and for those who love them. But it doesn't mean you're powerless to do something, and a group of Winnipeg kids are proof of that. A decade ago, Cole Charleswood School librarian Erin Daniels was diagnosed with cancer. As she battled the illness, she was away from the school for a few years, but she wasn't far from her students' thoughts. They launched the Cole Charleswood Cancer Care Campaign, and it's been a spectacular success. Over the past decade, the school community has raised nearly $32,000, and now in honor of her lasting impact, the school has officially dedicated the library in her name.
We just wanted to do something that was really special and to also keep her spirit alive. She was an excellent teacher librarian who loved getting books in the hands of kids, so we thought this was an excellent tribute for her.
Sadly, Erin Daniels passed away in 2024, but through the Cancer Care Campaign and the library itself, her memory lives on. Start those engines. How you can get involved in this year's Manitoba Motorcycle Ride for Dad? And we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Our first Skywatch pick of the day comes from Clifford up in Sheridan. That's in the northwest of this lynx popping out in the forest there. That's very cool. And our second one, we actually got a lot of photos of robins today throughout southern Manitoba. This one from Betty in Morden. They don't know what's going on with the weather, and frankly, folks, neither do I. Again, just what a day. We had some freezing rain, we had some snow late afternoon, and it's well below seasonal temperatures here across most of Manitoba and just over the border in northwest Ontario. Now, they saw some rain earlier tonight, some snow rolling through as well in some parts of that region. Taking a look at the futurecast, I'm going to stand on this side today because much of the activity is happening here in central Manitoba all the way into Ontario. The west fairly clear tonight, moving into Saturday. Here in Winnipeg, we could see some flurries in the morning. Up in the northeast, much of the same. But yeah, the western part of the province are fairly clear heading into Saturday. Clouds rolling into parts of northern Manitoba on Saturday afternoon. We could see a scattered flurry here or there throughout central and southwestern parts of the province later on Saturday. Now on Sunday, it's fairly clear skies, maybe some clouds throughout the Interlake and parts of south central Manitoba, but relatively clear, lots of sunshine, but the temperatures are going to stay well below seasonal for this time of year. It's about 11, and we're not getting anywhere close to that, at least for a few days. But we will see it later next week. We'll get to that in a moment. Looking around the province tonight, -13 in Island Lake. Chances of some snow falling throughout the night, much of the same in Gillam. Getting up to -12 in Churchill tomorrow, -5 in Thompson. Under mainly sunny skies, chance of some flurries there. In the northwest, -14 in the Pod tonight, -12 in Norway House. Could see some snow there. -3 tomorrow in Lynn Lake, getting up to 0 in Flin Flon under mainly cloudy skies. To our west, out in Brandon and the surrounding area, -10 there tonight, -13 up in Swan River. Fairly clear skies tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine, chance of some flurries throughout parts of the northern parts of that region, high of 1 in Swan River. Here in Winnipeg and the surrounding area, -9 here tonight. Chance of some of that snow in Pinawa and Barons River, a little more than we'll see here. Getting up to 1 in Portage Prairie tomorrow, windy and sunny. Sprague could see some clouds, but a high of +1. And just over the border in Ontario, chances, a risk of some thunderstorms in Dryden tonight, a low of -10. Getting up to -2 in Fort Francis tomorrow. Take a look at our long-range forecast. Staying cold throughout the weekend, only 3 on Sunday, mostly sunny. But then on Monday, 15, Tuesday, 15, and all the way up to 20 on Wednesday under a mix of sun and cloud. Now, Manitoba is no stranger to Red River floods, with many recalling 1997's flood of the century. However, it was 200 years ago this spring that the most severe flood in recorded history hit the Red River Valley. This is a rare sketch of the 1826 flood held by the Provincial Archives. According to records, it had an estimated natural peak discharge nearly 40% greater than the 1997 flood. Some of the flood's details were recorded in this journal by a clerk with the Hudson's Bay Company. We'll have an article on our website tomorrow exploring the eyewitness account, as well as what a historian has to say on its lasting impact. You can read it at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Get ready to get your motor running. This year marks the 18th annual Manitoba Motorcycle Ride for Dad event. Today was the official kickoff for the fundraiser. The goal is to raise cash for prostate cancer research and education, and it's been very successful. Over the past 17 years, the event has raised nearly $6 million here in the province. Ride Day is Saturday, May 30th. For details on how to sign up, go to ridefordad.ca. Ending on a high note, the show closing out the season for Manitoba Opera. The curtain is about to fall on Manitoba Opera's 2025-26 season, and it's closing out with Mozart's comedy, The Marriage of Figaro. The zany four-act masterpiece centers on the approaching marriage of servants Figaro and Susanna, but everything is not going to plan as the wily Count threatens to upend the nuptials.
The Count has other plans for the wedding day. He's got his eyes set on Susanna and he wants to upend things. So Figaro and Susanna team up together with the Countess, and it's a day of disguises and tricks and schemes to uncover the Count's true intentions.
Will the marriage go ahead? Will the Count be successful in wooing Susanna? You can find out for yourself. Now, shows are happening tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. However, tickets are limited. You can head to MB Opera to find out more. Works of art are being brought to life during a special exhibit at the Winnipeg Art Gallery this weekend.
If you look outside today, it's pretty gray and cold, but you walk in here, you see all this vibrant color, you see people being very creative.
Art in Bloom challenges people from various walks of life to reinterpret pieces of the gallery's collection using flowers. And it's not just florists. Architects, students, and many others had a hand in the 90 unique pieces currently on display, alongside the works of art that inspired them.
This is the chopper that has been done in soapstone. It's an Inuit artist. And everything that's used on this particular interpretation is all natural. So they have to work within the size of this plinth, or this platform, if you will. And in this case, these two young women are architects, and they did an interpretation back in '24, and we invited them back again. And this is what they created, and it's amazing.
You can check out Art in Bloom Saturday and Sunday between 11 and 5. Entry is included with gallery admission.
Oh, there we go.
Talk about puppy love still to come. How many pups are looking for forever homes at the Humane Society right now? And we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided S. Antique Spa Salon.
Chance of flurries in the morning, around -7, getting up to -2 mid-afternoon, all the way to lofty 0 at 5 o'clock under a mix of sun and cloud. The Winnipeg Humane Society has an adorable but very real problem. Too many puppies.
Oh, there we go.
The Humane Society has a pile of puppies in its care. Now, last year at this time, they had 18. Right now, they have 25. And it's expensive to take care of so many baby dogs. But more importantly, shelter officials say despite all of the love they give them, the Humane Society isn't a home. They want them to grow up lounging on sofas, going for walks, and enjoying endless cuddles with their forever families.
Yeah, all of these puppies need homes, and every room that holds a puppy is another room that even our adult dogs in the back are not able to fill and then be visible and go find homes too. So we definitely would love to get them into their forever homes.
Not that anybody.
If you want to meet some of the puppies available for adoption, just head over to the Humane Society at 50 or 45 Hearst Way. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Good night.